we're going to get started here. I'm sorry for my technology. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Bone.
I can't reach that height. Well, how are we all? All right? Good. I'm always amazed at the energy when I see you guys perform. That's really quite fantastic. You make me tired just looking at you. But that was really good. Give yourselves a round of applause. I thought you were excellent. Okay. So here's the big question. I just do that to make sure that you understand me and the language I'm speaking in, because it's English and I don't have an accent. You're the ones with the accents, okay? So starting, you know my name, but you don't know what I do. So my name is Bob Bone. I am the chairman and the founder of this fantastic event. Oh, it was up there just now, it's gone. London Parade, the London Parade, which celebrates its 40th birthday this year, and its 41st birthday will coincide with the time we're going to invite you to come to London and star in the event. So, my job today is to, well, you seem to want to come anyway, so that's good, but it's to reinforce that whole idea of you wanting to come to London. And we do this in sort of two stages, really. It doesn't take long, don't worry. We call our event the greatest event in the greatest city in the world. Sometimes people throw things at me or shout, you know, with derision at my claim that London is the greatest city in the world, because everybody thinks they live in the greatest place in the world. So, if you like, today we'll make London equal with Jupiter. Does that work for you? Okay. What are you laughing at, Mr. Applause? Anyway, so, greatest event, greatest city. My job is to explain why we genuinely are the greatest event in the world. And then I'm going to get a colleague of mine, principal patron of London Parade, Duncan Sands, to come on and tell you a bit about London and why London is such a fantastic place, and really is one of the greatest cities in the world. Greatest event. We can kind of do this with numbers, I think, really. You know, big numbers mean big things. First thing I do is I try to convey the size of the event in terms of participation. We have about 8,400, 8,500 performers every year in London's parade on New Year's Day. Putting that into perspective, there's a little event somewhere up north in New York on Thanksgiving Day, named after a department store. They think they're a pretty big deal. They are, they're wonderful. But they only have about 4,500. We have just over 8,000 people performing in our event. But the thing that really makes us different, in my opinion, is the fact that we are truly international. On the 1st of January this year, on New Year's Day this year in London, we had no less than 26 different countries represented in our parade. So we're a truly, truly international event. 8,500 nearly performers, 26 nationalities, forming the 72, 73 sometimes, acts that process through the centre of London on New Year's Day every year. Street audience, what do we have? Well, generally speaking, we hit around about 2/3 come out onto the streets of the centre of London to watch the parade. That's 650, 660,000 people line the streets of London, 2.2 miles through the historic centre of London, to revel in, enjoy, thrill to your performances. And the incredible thing is that those 2/3 people come out quite early in the day. I mean, they're getting up to the railings there probably from about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. We don't start till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they stay all day. You cannot get them away. Whatever the weather, and of course it's always hot and sunny, isn't it, in London on January the 1st? No, okay. I'm getting worried about you lot, actually. They stay. They will not let you go. They enjoy it so much. And every year, we take a poll. We do a little bit of audience research, sensible thing to do, to find out what our audiences liked in the parade, and hopefully, there are not too many things that they didn't like too much, so that we can make sure that we get even better as years go on. And this is absolutely true. Every time we carry out our audience research, the same answer comes back. The favourite thing of the London audience, well actually it's a very international audience in truth, the favourite thing are the American marching bands from high schools and colleges. That's absolutely true. We get quite a high vote for the cheerleaders sometimes, but we don't take much notice of that. The American bands always get, we just don't have bands like yours, with all that wonderful razzmatazz, the energy, music, the excitement that you bring to things. We did kind of start thinking, why don't we have marching bands as good as impressive as spectacular as yours? Because we've got some pretty good musicians. You know, we've got excellent military bands, for example. We've got very good community brass bands, but we just don't have the marching bands like yours. And we got to thinking, why could it be? Why don't we? And the answer was immediately apparent. You know what it is? We play proper football. And so you don't have long half-time shows where you need to have something exciting and interesting to compensate for what may have been going on incomprehensibly before and after. But that's another thing. Then, of course, there's the really, really big deal, and that is our international television audience on January the 1st. January the 1st, 2025, live coverage of the whole 3.5 hours of London's New Year's Day parade was broadcast by nearly 1,000 television stations worldwide, reaching into 340 million homes. A pretty big audience, eh? Are you impressed with that figure? Oh, good. So, here we have it. We have one of the biggest, best, greatest events in the world. Oh, over here, incidentally, we did something we think is pretty clever. We signed a deal with PBS for the broadcast rights in the United States of America. And 323 stations there are, believe it or not, right across America. And the reason we went with PBS is because we have watched so many of the parades over here, like the one I was talking about in New York, and Rose Parade in Pasadena, and so on. And every time it seemed to us that a marching band from a high school, college, turned up in the show-off area to do their bit in the finale or whatever. So we just cut to an advertisement, and you don't get seen. So we thought, we're not going to have that. We are definitely going to go with a broadcaster that's definitely going to show absolutely everything without interruption. That's why we went with PBS. So anybody who is here, foolish enough to remain behind and not come and see you live in London, will at least be able to see it on television. So there we are. Have I made it sound like a pretty big deal? Is that what passes for enthusiasm in Jupiter? Oh, no. You're going to have to do better than that for the next speaker, I promise you. And that's pretty good. So, we've established we're a big event. We've established we're the greatest event in the world. Perhaps we've done that. Maybe we are great. Now we have to get across the fact that London is worth coming to, and is at least the equal of Jupiter, if not slightly more historic. So let's introduce principal patron of the London Parade, former Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, former President of the London Mayors Association, and many other things besides. He does, however, thrive on applause. I don't care, he does. So when I asked Duncan Sands to come out, take the microphone and talk to you in just a sec, make a lot of noise, and then he's going to be very happy, and he's going to give you an invitation after he's spoken to you, okay? So here we go, Duncan Sands!
Thank you very much. Thank you. That line of Bob's works every single time to get the loud applause. And of course, I love the applause. Anyway, delighted to be here. First of all, I just want to say that your performance when we came in, that was absolutely stunning. It was great. And I think you should give yourselves and everyone give you another round of applause. What worries me about actually coming to London with that performance is that we've got lots of old buildings on the parade route, and I'm worried that the sound might knock some of them down because you're just very loud, but everyone is absolutely going to love you. So as Bob said, I'm a principal patron of the London Parade, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about London. So it's been an international city for centuries. It's full of history and culture, and people come from all over the world to live and work and play in London. We've got, dozens and dozens of, hundreds probably, of tourist attractions. The London Eye is one of our iconic ones. We've got world-class museums like the National Gallery, the National Portrait Gallery, the Tate Modern. But also, we have history by the bucket load. And three of our jewels in the crown are the Tower of London, Westminster Abbey, St. Paul's Cathedral. So let me just ask at this point, for a show of hands, how many people have been to London before? Okay, so there's a few of you, but most of you are in for a real treat, because not only do you have the opportunity to take part in the parade, but there's a full program attached to that, and you will get to see a lot of the history and culture, and go outside of London as well. It's going to be an absolute trip of a lifetime for you that you'll carry with you. So let me just describe the parade route for you, then you have an idea as to where it takes place. It's a 2.2 mile route. It takes place right in the centre of London, in the historic part of London. So it starts on Piccadilly, outside London's Ritz Hotel. You go down Piccadilly to Piccadilly Circus, which I'm sure if you saw a photo of it, if you don't know it, you would recognise it because it's used in the marketing all the time. It has these giant electronic billboards, and there's a fountain there as well, but it's a very iconic image. And from there you go on to Lower Regent Street and down onto Pall Mall. And I always feel when I describe the parade route that I'm really working my way around the London version of Monopoly, because many of the squares on the Monopoly board are streets that you will either go down or that you'll pass right by. So from Pall Mall, you go into Trafalgar Square. Now, band is really important in this because there's some important piece of information that you need to remember when you're on the parade route in Trafalgar Square. So Trafalgar Square is named after the Battle of Trafalgar that took place in 1805. And the commander of that battle, Admiral Lord Nelson, is commemorated on top of this column. And this is the key bit. At the base of the column, there are 4 lions. Now, there is a myth, and I admit that myths, they might be mythical, but it might be true. There is a myth that if the bell of Big Ben, which is in Parliament just a short distance away, chimes 13 times, then the lions in Trafalgar Square will come alive. So I recommend that as you come into Trafalgar Square, you make sure that you've got one ear open for the bell of Big Ben. If you hear it chime, I really would strongly recommend that you count those chimes. If it is 13, and the lions come alive, I don't have any good advice for you. Maybe run for your lives is the best advice that I can offer you. So from Trafalgar Square, you go on to Whitehall. Whitehall is literally the seat of our government. It's bounded on both sides by government departments, up and down. And one of the first buildings that you will come to is called Banqueting House. This is the last remaining part of the old Whitehall Palace. This is where our kings and queens used to live before they moved to Buckingham Palace. Now, unbeknownst to some participants in an event that took place at Banqueting House more than 350 years ago, comes some potential advice if the weather isn't as balmy as it is in Florida on New Year's Day in London. So on the 30th of January 1649, we chopped the head off our king, King Charles I. And not Charles III, who's the current king, Charles I. And the night before his execution, he asked for 2 undershirts to be laid out because he wanted to make sure that he was warm and didn't shiver, the following day. And so there you are. I hope it won't come to it. I hope we'll have Floridian weather for you on New Year's Day. But just in case, you've got some regal advice direct from King Charles I in 1649 to wrap up warmly before taking part in London's New Year's Day parade. So as you continue down Whitehall, you're going to pass the Cenotaph, which is our national memorial to our war dead, and Downing Street, the number 10 Downing Street, is the official residence of our Prime Minister. And then you come to what, for me, is the best part of the whole parade route, and that is the finale arena. And I say this because we don't have, as you do in this country, wide avenues. Our streets are much narrower. And when you think about all the people that Bob was talking about who come out onto the streets, you put your band, you play as you do, and this is where I worry about buildings coming down. In that small area, packed in tight, playing in the way that you do, and your music will just bounce off. It just bounces off all of the buildings, and it just creates this wonderful, wonderful finale for you for the last performance that you do on the parade route. Now, as you leave the finale arena, you will go into Parliament Square, which, as the name suggests, has Parliament on one side, Westminster Abbey, but also our Supreme Court. Now, Parliament Square has a number of statues in there, and I always ask participants of the parade, as they're leaving the finale arena, to look at one particular statue in Parliament Square, which has great personal meaning to me, and that is the statue of my great-grandfather, Winston Churchill. And what I say to people is, if you look up at his face, you might think that he's looking at you rather gruffly. But I always say, take a second look, and I think the expression that he has is what I call his cheeky schoolboy smile. And he's giving you a thumbs up, he's telling you that you've done a great job entertaining all those crowds. Now, they say that a picture tells 1,000 words, and fortunately we have a video so that we can transport you right to London to see what it's like to take part in the London's New Year's Day parade. So if we could roll the video, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
This is London. And this is London's New Year's Day Parade, one of the world's great street spectaculars. Live on the streets of Great Britain's capital city. Graced by performers from across the world and the very best marching bands and cheerleaders from the United States.
The trip's been absolutely fantastic. Our students have had a really amazing experience, getting to see all sorts of different things that they normally wouldn't get to see back home, and we're really excited to be here getting ready for the parade route. We always want our students to think worldly, and I think it's so important for them to see other students doing the things that they do, and not just in their small neck of the woods, but on a global scale.
You learn a lot about yourself and what you want out of life when you travel, and getting to see another culture, another point of view, it's invaluable to any student's education.
London's New Year's Day Parade is broadcast and streamed live across the USA.
London's hugely popular New Year's Day Parade, which is one of the largest in the world, drew in thousands of people to the capital today. It also attracted a global TV and online audience of hundreds of millions of people. Performers also came from far and wide to dance and play their way along the route. Aisha Baksh was there.
Well, it's very loud, it's very colourful and very joyful. The parade started here in Piccadilly and goes all the way down to Westminster, with thousands of people taking part and also lining the streets.
Let's go ahead and head out to an event happening live, raw, and unfiltered over in London. The London New Year's Day Parade happening right now.
Varsity Chilies, how are you finding it?
It's great, the energy's great, we love it here. Okay, can we get Happy New Year on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, Happy New Year!
Mr. Tim Lautenheiser is going to join us any second now. Here we are, Tim. Lovely to have you here today. You are a legend, if I may say, Tim, in the US band world. Everybody knows you, Dr. Tim. You've been a great supporter of London's New Year's Day Parade, so why?
Well, I think, first of all, the London Parade, travel is the best educational experience in the whole world. You can read it in the books, but being there is different. And each time I come here, the essence grows. I mean, it's exciting. And this has become an international event. I mean, it's sure for London, but for the world, they're watching right now.
9,000 participants from 20 different countries.
So they send talent scouts all over the country to find the best of the best and invite them here to London. So we're really honored to be here for this.
Out of the 350,000 cheerleaders who went to summer camp, we're the top 10%.
What was your favourite thing? London Eye and the fish and chips.
And throughout the New Year week, there's a superb series of concerts in some of London's greatest and most iconic music venues, featuring the most talented young musicians from the USA and Great Britain. It's the experience of a lifetime.
Very excited. Mostly nervous.
Yeah.
I know they're excited to go to Oxford and Windsor one of our days.
Our students and I were having such a good time. We're here at Windsor this afternoon. We're getting ready to go into the castle. And for a lot of my students, it's their very first time. And it's so exciting.
Those lucky enough to be invited to London's New Year's Day Parade can wish many millions a Happy New Year and give the world a wave. London's New Year's Day Parade, a cherished turn-of-year tradition the world over. Become a London legend. It's awesome.
So, having heard from us and seen the video, would you like to come to London? Okay, it gives me great pleasure. The founders and patrons of London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival, the greatest event in the greatest city in the world, take enormous pleasure in extending an invitation to the Spirit of Jupiter Marching Band, Florida, USA, to travel to London to star in the 2026-27 edition of this exclusive and prestigious world-famous event. Congratulations.
Well now, thank you very much. I'm so glad that you accepted the invitation, because it's an awful long way to come if people say no, so just very happy about that. Before we finish today, we've got a few other things that we need to do. When I introduced Duncan to you a while back, I introduced him as principal patron of London's New Year's Day Parade, but also as former Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, which is the heart of London, the most important city in London, and as president of the London Mayors Association. And the London Mayors and the Lord Mayors represent a very important part of our patronage, but we do have another second strand which is just as important, and that is the Lord Lieutenancy, not Lieutenancy, the Lord Lieutenancy of Greater London. The Lord Lieutenant of Greater London is currently a gentleman called Sir Kenneth Olisa, and his job is to represent His Majesty King Charles III at specific events that the monarch himself cannot be present at. And Sir Kenneth wants, he's not here today, you can see that, but every time we go anywhere to present an invitation, he does insist that he is remembered, and he sends along a small gift so that people don't forget that he wasn't here, but never mind. So we would like to present, or Duncan would like to present on behalf of the Lord Lieutenant of Greater London, this rather nice plate of royal livery, which we would like to present to the school as opposed to just the band. So we'd like the principal please to come and accept this plate on behalf of the student of high school. And now, somebody's going to be doing an awful lot of work over the next 15 months, I think. Well, I mean, I know you do an awful lot of work all the time anyway, Mr. Ross, but it's quite a project to get everybody organised and finally to London to give your fantastic performances that I know you will. So, to encourage you a little bit in this, we have one small gift for you and one small piece of work for you and so on. Anyway, we have this rather lovely coffee tankard from Buckingham Palace. You do drink coffee, do you? Oh, thank goodness for that. So the idea is you keep this on your desk at all times, and it just reminds you that you've got to do some work to get everybody around. Okay? There's a story attached to the coffee cup. Let's see if you get this. About 12 years ago, up to 12 years ago, we used to be sent from Buckingham Palace, 4 band directors, we used to be sent with a teacup and saucer, because everybody associates drinking tea with us English, even though we don't much actually, but never mind. And so we quite happily, for years and years and years, we gave this teacup and saucer away. Then we happened to be, good, then we happened to be, it's a very musical bell you've got. We happened to be in the northeast up in Massachusetts, quite near Boston. And then it suddenly struck us, why were people laughing at us when we were giving a band director a teacup from Buckingham Palace in Boston? So we, connotations of the monarchy, no, well, never mind. So that's why you get coffee, thank goodness you're drinking. Also, for you, we'd like to present you with some cufflinks of the City of Westminster, assuming you know cufflinks. These are very rare, very special. And they also come with something else, believe it or not, from Buckingham Palace, which is a diary, a desk diary. There are so many key dates over the next 15 months that you can keep them all in there. Anyway, give your band director a round of applause. That sort of appreciation, I think, must make all that hard work worthwhile, doesn't it? Anyway, we've got one more important thing to do, which we call our insurance policy. against the weather. We joked, I think Duncan did, I did too, about how lovely, warm, and so on, and sunny it is in London on New Year's Day. Well, I have to tell you, it isn't really. But it's not that bad. Quite a few Floridian groups have come before and they haven't died of hypothermia, so it should be okay. The thing is, we have a bit of a reputation in London for rain. Not as bad as in the north of England. Manchester is just never does anything but rain, but we do occasionally have rain in London. We don't want it though to rain on our parade, so we take out this little insurance policy every year. And it works most years. So, what we do is we have the umbrella insurance. Now that might sound stupid, but it all goes along with an old adage which says, if you go out without an umbrella, you can reckon almost certainly it's going to rain, if rain is predicted or threatened. If, however, you keep that umbrella with you all of the time, it won't rain. It's annoying, but it won't rain. So, every time we present to any group, anywhere in the world, we present one symbolic London Parade umbrella to that group. And we ask for the most trustworthy, reliable, sensible person in the group, that could be any of you, couldn't it, to be the custodian of the umbrella for Jupiter High School. It looks like we've got the candidate here, right here. So, you're going to take the umbrella? Okay, come. So, Naomi here is going to be the recipient of the umbrella for Jupiter High School, but before you do so, we just want to be absolutely sure of a couple of things. Number one, are you very, very happy to be the recipient and the custodian of the umbrella?
Yes. Yes, very.
Have you had any coercion into doing this? You're doing it quite voluntarily, quite happily.
Yeah, all me.
Good, okay, fine. So, Duncan, please present the umbrella. But don't go away. Because you all heard her say that she's had no coercion, she's very happy to have the umbrella. Yes? So, this is what you have to do. I think we are now currently around about 450 days from January the 1st, 2027. Roughly? Agree? Yeah. You don't have to have that. You've just got to have better math than that cheerleader on the video who thinks that 10% of 350,000. Anyway, 450 days. Now the thing is this: you've just taken charge of that umbrella, and so that umbrella now must not leave your body, your person, at all until 4:30 p.m. on January the 1st, 2027. And I'm quite serious. So wherever you go, work, rest or play, school, home, wherever, working, whatever you do, including in the shower in the morning and the evening, whenever you do, that umbrella must stay with you. Happy with that? You think she'll do it? Yeah! Okay. So we're going to say thank you very, very much indeed, and we're going to give you something quite special, which is the pin from the City of Westminster. Not many people get these, okay? So you're very, very lucky, very, very special. But before you run away, I am totally confident that Naomi is going to be good with that umbrella and keep it. Yeah? People say she. She was happy. But just in case, and I know this won't be necessary, but this social media stuff, I mean, I'm too old to understand it, but you get it, yeah? All right, fine. Do you like it? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Oh, never. Anyway, we, as a major international event, of course, we're on all of those social media platforms, whether it be Facebook, which is a bit outdated now, isn't it? X, is that what it's called now? Yeah. Instagram, which is the one we like best, probably. We're even on TikTok. It's londonparade.com or @LondonParade, okay? Remember those two things. And I want you to go on, join our community. You'll find out lots about the parade. You can even watch it this year, of course, to see how you're going to do even better next year. But, as far as Naomi is concerned, this is where social media comes in. If, at any time over the next 450 days, roughly, certainly before 4:30 p.m. on January the 1st, 2027, you ever see her without the umbrella, ever, take out your cell phone, take a picture, and post it on our Instagram. Okay? Will you do that? Okay. It's all right. You won't feature because you're not going to let go of the umbrella. We know that. But just in case it were to rain on January the 1st, we'd need to know who to blame. I'm sure it won't be Naomi. Anyway, that's it from us, I think. We got anything else to do? No, we're done. So thank you for being a good audience. Thank you for performing extremely well for us today. I'm exhausted looking at you, as I said earlier. And we're going to go away now and make sure that we get ready for you to come to London to star in our event, so that we can give you an experience that you'll remember for the rest of your lives in a really, really good way. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you, and see you next